Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's John here from JJS Consulting Tech. I'll just say John from JJSC Tech. Don't worry about that. Well, that in the background. That's just a Komodo set up for a top-down shot. Um, yeah. Today, man, I'm tired. Today is gonna be like a kind of a little walkthrough of a client interview that I had earlier today. And it's just showing uh, some of the setups that I went with, the lighting, um, the sound. Oh, I got something to say about the sound. One thing I've learned about the sound, a specific microphone that I used. But when we get to that, when we get to that. Oh, and the lenses. Oh man, the lenses. Lenses play a big part. They're huge. Um, so yeah, so this is a walkthrough video. Let's get to the video and let's kind of break it down. Am I too? Let me see how I look. Okay, it looks kind of fine. All right, right. So this is the walkthrough. Let me go back a little bit. So it's a sit-down interview, and um, to the left where you see those tube lights, yeah, those are the Aperture Infinibar 12. It's the 4-foot Infinibar. They're really great. They're pretty bright and they add a really nice hair light. They're pretty good. With the light, did I get the light? Let me just play the whole thing. So what you see right now are the two reds. One red for close-up shot. That's the one to the far right, and another red, which was the main A cam. So the V Raptor was the A cam, and the Komodo X was the B cam. And both of them had time code with Tentacle Sync, and the main time code uh, device was the Mix Pre. So I jammed everything to the Mix Pre. So yes, we see we have two small HDs, two 702 Touch, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, those are the two 702 Touch. And let's go a little bit. That's hair and makeup doing her thing. And this mic. Yeah, this mic right here. Did I get a good angle? No, that is the Sheps. Uh, Hair and makeup is just being kind of nosy. So that is the Sheps CMC6U. One thing I learned about that mic, it is very, very, very sensitive. Because this client, when she speaks with her hands, and the the sound, the fan noise that you make with your hands, the mic was picking it up. I'm like, oh boy. So it's gonna be pretty interesting how this audio turns out. Yeah, I mean, I can run it through iZotope and etc. We can do a little things to get rid of that, but don't put this mic too close to a client that is really active with their hands. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we have the we have the Aperture. I did a 300C. Did she get out the way? There she goes. Yeah. So we have Aperture 300C with a Light Dome 3, and it also has the like egg crate grate on it as well, in order to like control that light a little bit more, because there was a whole lot of spilling at the top and at the sides, and I double diffuse it through a scrim. The bigger the secondary diffusion, the better, because Man, it's gonna be OD soft when you get this light diffused with a bigger source. But this kind of turned out pretty well. I liked it, especially for the budget. It kind of turned out pretty well. So yeah, so this is the aperture. So you see the second light in the far back. That light was a Godox. I can't remember the name. It was the RGB Godox. Now that light I was trying to use as a hair light, but it was way too bright, and yeah, it just don't work. So it's just back there for a prop right now. So these two tube lights, Infinity Bars, they are doing the hair light. They're doing like the moody room, set the temperature. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just tired, yo. So they're just background lights, and they're also serving as a hair light as well. So yeah, and we come back to the client, and here are the two cameras. Okay. Yeah, I went through. This is the Red 8K VistaVision. I have it on a shark fin. So this VistaVision, it destroys batteries. So I had a shark fin and two batteries on it, and they're hot swappable. So when one dies, it automatically goes over to the other one, and I can just change the battery. This is a great setup for this battery. I mean, for this camera. This lens right there, though. Oh man, this lens is the Tokina Vista Prime 35 millimeter. This thing is amazing. If you do nothing else, invest in good lens, because that thing was amazing. Because mind you, uh, on the what you call it, on the Komodo X, I had a 50 millimeter uh, T 1.5 Sigma 50 millimeter. I think I said 50 millimeter already. Forgive me, I'm tired. That lens is a good lens, but compared to Tokina, oh, Tokina is just like kind of leagues above that lens. Granted, it's like double the price of that Sigma Cine lens. Is it double the value? Do you get double the quality? No, because the Sigma is sharp. The Tokina is a bit sharper, but it's not as sharp that it looks like um, fake or too digital. It still has a nice creamy look, and it's really good with highlight roll-offs. Oh, and it's T1.5 as well, so it's really good at in kind of lower light areas. Yeah. So this was the two camera setup, and here we are. Let me go back a bit because this video is about to end. Don't mind the red. The red is just the focus assist to make sure that the subject is in focus, and it just blows out the background. It just blurs out the background. That 35 millimeter is just so great. Everyone that talks about it, I see what they're talking about. I wasn't gonna pull a trigger on it because it was OD expensive, but man, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's just really, really beautiful. Yeah. And that's it. So the two things that I took away from this microphone right here, very, very, can you focus? Yeah. Very good microphone. It works on many different voices, but it is very, very, very sensitive. So it comes with a windscreen. So if you have a client that does this a lot with their hands, put that windscreen on it, or don't put it too close to the client. But I mean, the closer the boom mic, the better the voice will sound. But That's why you should have like a backup audio source, something like a Lava or something like that. That's one thing I learned about that mic. The takeaway about the lenses, like I was saying, this lens is a good lens, and I have it on the Canon Speed Booster. This is the Canon Speed Booster, which is 0.7 something. So it makes the Komodo X a bit more than a Super 35. Great. But compared to this, as you see, it is way much bigger and way much heavier. The throw on this is just amazing. You can dial in on which whatever you want to focus on this thing, it's gonna do it, and it's just super good. It's super heavy though, so make sure you have something like a lens support, and that lens is gonna do you justice. I can't really show the end product. I wanna kind of show what it looks like, but I have to wait until the video is edited and you get approval for all that. You know how it goes. But for the lighting, let's go back to it. The lighting was it came out pretty good. It wasn't harsh at all. It was like really soft. I mean, now the iPhone isn't doing it justice how it looked on the Tokina and the and the Sigma, but this double diffusion, it worked really, really well. If I was to do something different, I would definitely, for one, get a bigger diffuser. So that scrim is like 6 foot by maybe 3 feet. I would probably go with a 6 by 6. Or you can do something like do book lighting and get something like 2 C-stands and a pole in the middle, and just get like a muesli cotton on it, and that would serve as a bigger diffusion, and the light will be even softer. But this is what I brought right now because of, budget restraints. I mean, this was still kind of overkill for the budget, but nevertheless, it still turned out pretty good. It did its purpose. Make sure you get a team. I know a lot of people get Reds and they try to do run and gun. I mean, run and gun with a Red is kind of insane. It's not impossible, but it's kind of insane. Get a team. Even if it's someone that you're training, whether it's grip, light, teach them how to use the cameras. So, because doing this by yourself is it's a lot of work. Oh, I forgot my secondary shot right here. So this is the V-Raptor that I was using. This is a brief setup of what I was using. So this PL mount in the front, on the right side, is that your right side? That's like, yeah, that's your right side. So that's actually the Red RF to PL with variable ND. The variable ND works pretty good. One thing you have to be very careful, because I was testing this out in B&H, and thank God it wasn't my camera or my variable ND, but this guy, he used a Cooke lens. Now, hold on, let me go back. So he used a Cooke lens. Now the thing about PL mounts that I wasn't too aware of, you see this part right here? There's some cameras that this is extended a whole lot. So you have to be very careful with that, because at B&H, it actually broke the variable ND. the glass because I don't think he was aware that it wasn't really fitting, but it completely broke it. Oh, it was not great, but I thank God that I went there and I asked him to try on the lens on. I just wanted to see how the variable ND was gonna work before I purchased it, and that bit of information made me feel pretty happy that I went there first. Now this Takina, the this part is pretty short, so it works on it. So just make sure if you're renting a red with that variable ND, be very careful with the PL glass that you put on it. You've been warned. So let's go back. But other than that, yes, there is a there is a color shift. It isn't like completely perfect. It's not as good as the Takina IR-NDs, like the 4.5, the ones that you put inside of a matte box. Those are really good. This isn't that great, but it's still good. This is not as bad as the Canon variable ND. I know that's not saying much because the Canon variable ND is like really bad and it's $400. They should just discontinue that thing because it just shifts the color like no other, and it's really hard to like maneuver that small little wheel. It's very, very sensitive. So at the top, right above the screen, right here, I have a excuse me, I have a breakout box. Now this breakout box was from Allen's Cables. It was much cheaper than the Mutiny IO for the Komodo X. The Mutiny IO for the Komodo X was like I think $850, and this breakout box right here was $350. This worked well. This worked really well. As you see to the left, you can attach the external cable to that, and on the right you get an extra external cable, so you can use that for either time code or you can use it for red camera control. Above it is a Genlock, like if you're streaming and that's like equivalent to the time code for streaming. 5-volt USB cable, a control, so you can do red control. It's like the older pin. How many pins is it? It is. Let me focus that. It's a 4-pin, and then next to it is a time code. Yeah, a 5-pin time code, and next to that is the run stop. So you get a whole lot for $350 with this, and it's pretty rock solid. It's made out of metal. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it. So yeah, that was like a quick, brief run through of a shoot that I did today. I'll put more of a in-depth breakdown on YouTube for like a video upload, going through a little bit more of what it is after the video is done to show you the results, how it looks. Yeah, let you be the judge of it. I have to go through the audio, which is kind of, I'm kind of nervous to hear what the boom microphone audio sounds like. But we'll see how it turns out. Because that microphone, it sounds good. It sounds really good. Yeah. So I'll keep you posted. So other than that, have a good Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.